A day in the life of a superintendent. I know you've seen a lot of different videos that showcase the superintendent walking through the project, explaining their day. I love those. I think they're great. And I do also want to say that sometimes it's misleading because it doesn't actually cover the reality of it or what they should be doing. In this video, we're going to cover exactly what they should be doing and how a lot of superintendents get it wrong. So would you like to know what the day in the life of a superintendent should look like? And would you like to know how some supers fail? If this is actually the case, then you've come to the right video. Stay with us. All right, so I'm going to come over to my handy dandy flip chart. I want you to know that typically I view a project spatially where, like let's say this is the project and this is the day. So I will draw it like this and explain these one by one so that we can understand together, right? So let's say a superintendent, let's see if we can draw a little home over here. Let's see if we can do this. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's perfect artistry right there. So superintendent, part of their day in the life, this is what happens from the start. Step number one is the morning routine. So superintendent gets up, goes out, looks at some sunlight, doesn't check his phone, probably does his or her phone, sorry, probably does morning routine, maybe breakfast, maybe exercise, take the dog for a walk, maybe a spiritual thought, maybe an improvement thought, maybe like read a little bit of a book, whatever the morning routine is. This is key because that morning routine will set the tone for the day. So step number one is your morning routine. Now, one thing that I would love to add to this, which we teach in our Super PM boot camps, is box breathing. And so box breathing, we can actually talk about this I'll actually link you to a graphic in the description below, but basically that's where you inhale for 5, hold for 5, exhale for 5, hold for 5, and you do that around the box about 3 to 5 times, and then put your hand on your heart and think about what are you grateful for, what are you going to do to give, what negative thoughts are you going to let go. So those different thought patterns are done in 3 sets of box breathing. What it does is it uses your breathing and allows you to focus so that you can be present, get out of the past and out of the future, and really set yourself up for a nice, solid day with a clear mind. We highly recommend supers, he or she, get a nice routine and add box breathing to the routine. We teach that at Super PM Boot Camp as well. Number 3, you got the superintendent. He or she is do. That's an official sound. That's what cars sound like. They're driving to work, right? It's highly recommended. There's the best one that I've ever heard, a podcast or a book on the way, and then on the way home to actually do something for like entertainment, like music or a fictional book or something like that. But use that drive time. This is valuable time. Like, could you imagine if you had an hour drive every day, an hour times 220 days in a year, or 220, 40, 50 working days in a year, like how much you would know? Like, that's huge. You would outpace everybody else in your field if you did that. So after your morning routine, on your way to work, highly recommend do some sort of study and make that time valuable. One thing that I used to like doing is when I was almost to the job is do like a pump up song. And this might seem really kind of a funny thing to put in an official video on YouTube, but like this is kind of a big deal. I remember a superintendent that used to play a song called Born for This, or like for me, I would play the new Kung Fu Panda 4, like Hit Me One More Time song, or like, something that like gets me on fire and going, because you want to hit that project site with good energy and go and win. Once you get there and you get into your office, let's see if I can draw an office trailer. Oh my gosh, this is like Bob Ross over here. We've got a happy little trailer. So once you get into that, the next step, number 5, is to do your day plan. Now, I will say that the day before, after you did the huddle with the foreman, you could have outlined your list and your plan the day before. And I actually love this. If you've done it the day before, then at least just check it that morning to make sure that it's correct, and that it aligns with your morning box breathing and meditation, and that you are going to actually go time block what you're going to do to give that day. I will say that when you do your day plan, there's a couple of rules of thumb. Always plan with buffers. okay? Make sure that you are working in flow and that you're able to focus, and don't be victim to emails or back-to-back meetings. That's going to destroy you if you do that. But step number 5, make sure you have a good plan for the day. Step number 6, I want you to get ready to actually plan, and I'm going to put DEL for deliver, the morning worker huddle. So what this is you go to the job site, all of the workers, when they come into the project, they're out here in the parking. Oh my gosh, there's another Bob Ross parking lot right there. So they'll come, well, it's a little bit, probably should be a little bit more inclined like that, but the workers come and they huddle en masse outside the trailer or wherever your huddle area is, and you get ready to go out there and deliver a morning worker huddle. And what that is, that's where you and one social group communicate to all the workers on site the plan for the day. You provide shout outs, you receive feedback, you talk about inspection, staging, you do about 2 minutes of training, and you provide that culture, and you really create a nice cohesive team. So that's step number 6. You will plan and deliver the morning worker huddle. Step number 7, when you are done with the worker huddle, you have a little bit of time before you head back in the office. This is when I recommend you do what's called zone control walks. This is where you're going to and if it was me, oh my gosh, let's see if I can do a Bob Ross building. Oh my gosh, have you ever seen a better building? Oh my gosh, this is amazing. So you leave the worker huddle, the workers will come out and do individual huddles with their foreman. This takes 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then they go out to the project site to work. Typically, what you're going to do is you're going to walk the site, the perimeter, right, the logistics, make sure parking's good, and then you're going to start going into the building. And what you'll do is you'll check in if there's any key handoffs that have to happen where a crew needs to transition to another zone and there's a handoff. You'll go do a walk, and I've described this before. If the crew is about to finish in a zone, you literally go up and you say, "Hey, Foreman, I love you, buddy." You can say whatever you want. But, hey, are you ready for the next zone? And are you ready to sign off and finish and punch the list so that you pull the next contractor into that zone? You'll go do your zone control walks, go from area to area, and make sure that we're on track for those handoffs for that day. The next thing you'll do, once you're done with the zone control walks, you'll come back into the office, and step number 8, you will do your huddle. This is where you bring any roadblocks or problems to the project team. The PE and the PMs are there, and you're going through any issues, and you're getting huddled as a project management team to focus on the right things at the right times so you can enable flow in the field. Your time between lunch and not between lunch, like let's say probably 9, 10 a.m. through lunch is what I meant to say, into the afternoon, probably like 2 or 3, you're going to have focus time. You need to have time to be in the drawings, to be in your schedule, and to actually focus on any planning that you need to do. You've got to have this focus time, or else you won't be able to do your job properly. And then obviously a little break and do something for lunch, take care of yourself. As a part of that, like I said, you're in the drawings, you're in the schedule, you're in planning. And as a part of planning, I want you to remember that we're always planning our pull plans, our pre-construction meetings, we're doing look-ahead scheduling and weekly work planning, and looking for problems out ahead and attempting to make work ready and queue it up for the trade partners. Step number 10, you are going to prepare and deliver the afternoon foreman huddle. Now, I like to do the foreman huddle here because if a foreman needs to go get diesel or cords or gas or whatever, they have all that afternoon and evening to go do it before they start the next day. So this is where you'll receive your daily reports and do planning with the foreman and make sure that we're ready for the next day. This right here is crucial, 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 crucial. You have to do this well in order for everything to go properly on your project site. And then number 11, if there's any enabling, like with permits or information, you take care of that. And then step number 12 is you would do your own plan for the next day if you did it like I was talking about. But let me just explain some of the crucial components. Getting centered and in a good mood is crucial. Being able to elevate your mind is crucial. Your day plan, you cannot start your day until it's finished on paper. Your zone control walks, don't go out there and just find problems. Actually create flow by managing handoffs. Okay? Get your focus time to where you are not overextended. Always plan the next day with the foreman. These are some of the key things that you will do. But I do want you to know that it's only going to work if you have buffers, if you focus, and if you stop being victim to distractions, emails, and back-to-back meetings. So I hope that this little picture, what it means to really be successful in the day of a life of a superintendent, has really been helpful to you. If you don't follow this pattern, you'll get up early. You won't set yourself up with the right preparation in the morning. You'll be chaotic throughout the day. You'll be in different locations. You'll be running around and fighting fires. You'll start meetings. You'll get behind. You'll get home late because you're not on track and you don't have a stable system. I don't want that for you. And so what I'm going to do in the description below is put this into a Canva graphic and give you the link for our Super PM boot camps. If you really want to step up your game, you will embrace the right way to experience a day in the life of a superintendent. On we go.